my god. Are you gonna record with me? Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. Sorry, my cat's kind of crazy today. Today we're gonna talk about my recent book haul. And yes, I told myself I was going to stop buying books, put myself on a book buying ban, but that didn't last long. Alright, sorry, I had to reset. My cats are both acting crazy. That's Ginger up there. Tariel jumped down and went somewhere else. I tried kicking them out, but they don't want to be without me. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, she's chilling now. Alright, so the first book that I picked up from Village Well in Culver City is Man Enough by Justin Baldoni. It says Undefining Masculinity. I heard about this book from their podcast. I think their podcast popped up in my Instagram feed, and so then I started listening to them. And I think my favorite episode so far is with Alok. I can't think of their last name right now, but it's really good. So I've really enjoyed their in-depth discussion about they're talking about what's considered masculine and unpacking that, but also reflecting on this, patriarchal society that it affects both. It proliferates our lives and how it manifests itself for all genders, however someone identifies. On the back it says Justin Baldoni is an actor, director, producer, husband, father of two, and that he's been on a journey to explore masculinity and reimagine what it means to be a man, what it means to be a human in the world today. He has spoken about his journey with masculinity in his wildly popular TED Talk, his digital series, and podcast, Man Enough. So yeah, that covers it. I've wanted to read this for a while, so I picked it up, and I wasn't going to. I wasn't going to buy any books, but I happened to see this along with the other book that I was originally at Village Well for, which made me go to the store in the first place, which is Time is a Mother by Ocean Vuong. I absolutely loved his other poetry collection, which is Night Sky with Exit Wounds, and his debut novel, oh my god, I just spaced. What's the name of it? Oh, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous. I love that book. I don't think it was my favorite book that I read, I think last year. I think it's one of my top 10 favorite books. It might be at the very top. I don't know. I just love the way he writes. So this is another poetry collection by him. I wasn't going to buy it, but this is also something that keeps coming up on my Instagram feed because I follow the author. And so he's promoting it right now. If you're not familiar with his work, I'd say go check out his interviews. He's just a beautiful human being. I love listening to him talk. He just has this way with words, verbally and in the written form, that's just so beautiful. And I think that's really what really informs his work is also the fact that he speaks more than one language. And so I think speaking Vietnamese, being Vietnamese, informs how he plays with the English language, or at least that's what I think. And he's spoken about that just in terms of how the Vietnamese language flows, and I feel like he takes I can't even think about how to say it properly, but the way that certain words sound in Vietnamese, and I feel like it makes him, I don't know, almost make the English language sound better in the way that he makes the words put together flow so well. There's someone else that could say that way better. But anyway, so This is basically similar to a eulogy to his mother that passed away. That's when he started writing this collection. And you could just really tell the influence that his mother and also his grandmother, the female figures in his life, left an impression on him just by reading his work, because these are the people that raised him. And family is so central to the work that he's created. So I'd say pick this up. I haven't read it yet, but I know I'm going to love it. All right. The next two books I bought at Barnes & Noble at the Grove in Los Angeles. I originally also wanted to go to my local independent bookstore to buy Time as a Mother by Ocean Vuong. But there is a memoir that came out that I really wanted, and I was also trying to avoid buying any more books. But this is someone that I also follow, and they're promoting their book right now, so I couldn't help myself. And when I was at Village Well, they didn't have this memoir. And so I ended up leaving last night at like 8 to Village Well, and I picked this up. So it's We Were Dreamers by Simu. I'm a huge fan of Kim's Convenience. I started watching it as soon as it came on Netflix, as soon as it was available on Netflix. I've been a fan of it ever since. It's the one television series that I pepper my friends about to watch it. And a couple of them started watching it and absolutely love it. A couple of my friends really wouldn't watch it until they saw him in the Marvel movie, Shang-Chi. Then they got into it, and I was like, finally, because he's so sweet, funny, and endearing as the character Jung Kim. It's just a really sweet show. Anyways, I'm going off on Kim's Convenience, but I saw him promoting this book, and I wasn't really sure if I wanted to read it, but also he does have a writing background as well as being an actor. He's just a creative all around. So once I heard about the other reviews actually and the synopsis, I became way more interested in reading this book. Let me see. I'm going to read you the sleeve, my receipt. I don't want to look at it. So it says, our story begins in the city of Harbin, where Simu's parents have left him with his Yi, while they seek to build a future for themselves in America and then Canada. One day, a mysterious stranger shows up at the door. It is Simu's father, who whisks him away from the only home he had ever known to the land of opportunity. Tim's Hortons doubles, and maple syrup. Life in the new world, however, is not all that it's cracked up to be. Simu discovers that his new guardians lack the gentle touch of his grandparents, resulting in harsh words and hurt feelings. His parents, on the other hand, find their new son emotionally distant and difficult to relate to. Although they are both bound by blood, they are separated by culture, language, and values. That just sounds so good. All right, I'm sorry, I had to reset again because my cat, one of my cats, Tariel, wanted to go out, so I had to let her out. So where was I? All right, so that was We Were Dreamers by Simu. I'm trying this year to focus on reading every single book that's on my shelf. It's gonna take a couple of years. I have a lot of books, but I think I'm gonna read this year, probably in July, because I don't know. There's a couple of books here that are gonna bump a couple of other books that I planned on reading, so that's definitely gonna happen. All right, where was I? The last book I picked up is because next month, I'm gonna say this wrong, I think it's Pride Month, and it's a book that I've been wanting to read for more than 5 years. I think I saw it at a comic book store. The synopsis intrigued me, and when I was picking up We Were Dreamers last night, I saw this book, so I just picked it up. I didn't care, I just went and grabbed it. So it's called My Brother's Husband by Gengoroh Tagame. Hopefully I'm saying their name correctly. I'll look it up. I'll make sure I say it correctly in the when I review the book. Look at the illustration's so cute. The cat. I'm just looking at Ginger for a second while she's over there. All right, so The Guardian in London says, not only is My Brother's Husband very touching, it's also for the non-Japanese reader. Unexpectedly fascinating. Gay life remains largely closeted in Japan, and Tagame's complex but deftly told story seeks to examine the effect such secrecy has not only on those who must live it, but also on their wider family relationships. So I didn't know that. That's interesting. I'm trying to see if they have a synopsis in here. All right, here we go. It says on the inside of the sleeve, Yaichi is a work-at-home suburban dad in contemporary Tokyo, formerly married to Natsuki, father to their young daughter, Kana. Their lives suddenly change with the arrival at their doorstep of a hulking, affable Canadian named Mike Flanagan, who declares himself the widower of Yaichi's estranged gay twin, Yoji. Mike is on a quest to explore Yoji's past, and the family reluctantly but dutifully takes him in. What follows is an unprecedented and heartbreaking look at the state of a largely still closeted Japanese gay culture, how it's been affected by the West, and how the next generation can change the preconceptions about it and prejudices against it. So, I think this is going to be a tearjerker in a lot of ways. I'm looking for a little bit of joy in my life, but I keep picking up these books that sound so riveting to me, but I always end up in a puddle of tears at the end. So I'm going to be reading this, what month are we in? I don't even know anymore. In June. I'll be reading this in June. So yeah, that's my book haul. I will not be buying any more books. Hopefully what I just said is not a lie. There's no other books. Actually, that's wrong. There's one other book that I really want to pick up this year, but maybe I'll try to wait for it to be available on audio if I could hold out. We'll see. But yeah, no more book buying for me. Someone's gonna stop me because I just did it again. So yeah, I mean, it's not that bad, or at least that's what I tell myself. So I got all these goodies. I'm really looking forward to all of these. It's so funny. I bought all of these, and I guarantee you, I'm gonna end up reading these this year and bumping a couple of other books. So if you're watching, thank you. Like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about these choices. If you have any particular critiques, I'd appreciate it. All right, I'll talk to you later.